Let me just sip some tea before I get started with this video. It's about to be a heated one. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button right down there. Hit it, click it, subscribe, become a part of this family, and also don't forget to turn on your post notification bell so that you are notified every time I post a new video. Alright guys, so in today's video I am basically just going to be talking about life after varsity and how tough it is. Like, this has been something that I've been wanting to chat about because I just feel like it's not something that, you know, a lot of people speak about openly. Maybe it's just one of those chats that we have, like, you know, hush hush behind closed doors or whatever, and just openly speaking about it on a platform such as YouTube. I just thought that, you know, why not? Let me share what I've experienced, and hopefully in the comment section, you know, you guys can share your experiences and we can all learn from our experiences, you know. And it's not only for people that are currently in this position, but it's also for people that will be, you know, getting into this position, or people that were in this position before, you know. And sort of, let's just relate, let's just, you know, form a family, and let's all just bond about life after varsity. I have a cup of tea because I'm going to be spilling some tea, you know. You know what I mean. Anyway, enough about that. So to start this video, I'm just going to be, you know, speaking about how it is life after varsity, how you can prepare yourself better for life after varsity, and just, you know, not be stuck and not feel like, oh my gosh, I do not know what is going on, right? So basically, I'm gonna be real, it's very tough. This is like a very tough place to be in, and you have to sort of mentally prepare yourself for it. You need to mentally prepare yourself for the good. You need to mentally prepare yourself for the worst, right? Because it could go either way. So just being mentally prepared for either or is a great start. So the way you need to be mentally prepared is basically to plan, and plan. So your plan A needs to have a plan B, and it needs to have a plan C and a plan D, right? If you can plan every single aspect, although I know that that's very impossible, and, you know, things will go wrong, and that's okay if things do go wrong, but plan as much as you can so that at least you know that you sort of have a plan, and if plan A doesn't work out, you have plan B to fall back on, and if plan B doesn't work out, then you have plan C to fall back on. And with that being said, you know, in your plan, you sort of need to figure out, are you going to be, you know, furthering on your studies, right? And that might be maybe doing your post-grad diploma, your honors degree, your master's, whatever it is that you think you would want to do to further on your studies, right? And sort of having a plan on how you're going to get there. So it's not just a matter of, I want to study my honors in food science and it ends there. You have to apply. But before applying, you need to look for the requirements on how to get into that food science honors program, right? So it's not just a matter of, I'm thinking of it and yeah, no, I'm going to do food science honors. You have to look at the requirements. Each institution basically has their own requirements for, you know, getting into different programs, making sure that you are very familiar with that requirement. Then the second option that you might want to consider is maybe taking a gap year. And taking a gap year isn't necessarily just sitting at home and doing nothing, right? So I say this because you sort of need to have an idea, because parents don't really, you know, like the idea of a gap year. Just saying. And that's on period. Like, parents genuinely, they don't like the idea of a gap year. So having a plan in place on what you're going to do during that gap year, it will really ease their mind, because it's not a thing of, no, my child is just going to sit at home and do nothing. But then it's okay if that's what your plan is to do. Then at least at home you should be doing something, you know. You can't just sit at home and do nothing. parents, they don't like that, and we can't do it. So sort of have a plan. Am I going to be volunteering here and there just to gain some work experience? Am I going to actually sort of job shadow and see if marketing is what I want to be in, see if food science is what I want to be in, see if I really want to become a lawyer and I want to work in a law firm, or if I want to go into corporate, or such things. You might want to do that just to explore your options before you decide what it is that you want to do to further on your studies, or if maybe after your gap year you decide that actually I want to go right into the work environment. And at least you know that in your gap year it was valuable and you were able to gain valuable things from it, so that it can benefit you in the long run. Because at the end of the day, you want to do something that's going to benefit you in the long run, and not something that's just off the bat, I'm just chilling, and then you end up regretting taking the gap year. We don't want regrets. We don't want sitting and thinking that I could have, should have, would have. We don't want that. So do everything in your power to plan so that whatever it is that's part of your plan benefits you in the long run, and it's not sort of just like I'm chilling and that's. And then maybe the next option that you want to go into is that you want to start working, and that's perfectly okay. So there's different ways that you can start working. You can start working by going into an internship, a graduate program. These are good ways to sort of gain insight into what the work environment is like before you start officially or permanently working. And a lot of the times these internships or graduate programs will sort of lead you to maybe getting a permanent position within the company where you've done it, or outside the company as well. The main thing is that you would have gained some work experience in the field that you did your graduate program or your internship in. Now, it doesn't just start by, I want to be part of a graduate program. Which one? Which internship do you want to be part of? So you need to start looking at these programs. You need to start looking at companies that offer graduate programs. You need to start maybe approaching companies and finding out if they do have graduate programs, or if they do have internships. So it's sort of not a thing that you just decide and then it happens. You need to actively look for these things and start as early as possible. Like, we are almost in June. Start now. Whatever you do, start early, because my mom told me that advice, and I sort of I didn't listen. But that's okay. I've learned my lesson now, and I'm sort of passing on my knowledge to other people so that no one else can be in a position whereby well, number one, you can say no one told me, or number two, oh man, I really should have listened, So I'm telling you, listen to me. I never listened and I made a big mistake, but listen to me. So basically, when you are job hunting, it's very tiring, it's very draining, it's strenuous, it takes a toll on your mental health. And especially if you're going to go through this while you're doing your final year in whatever, you're sort of trying to focus on school, but then you're also focusing on getting a job. Try to balance it out. Sort of reach goals, set goals rather, and say that, okay, this week I'm going to look at different job posts on Indeed, on PNet, or whatever it is, wherever you're gonna, or I'm just gonna Google whatever job post, accounting, entry-level accounting jobs, and you Google and you see what there is that's available. Now, before you start applying, I think I would definitely recommend looking at what the requirements are in whatever job or field that you want to go into. This will help you, sort of structure your CV. We'll get to the CV point a bit later, but this will really help in structuring how your CV will look like, so that you can be the best candidate, when you apply for these jobs. So definitely I would recommend, before applying, before even just search what it is that you want to go into, search what the requirements are to get into that. Familiarize yourself also what the entry level, salary would be, so that you don't sort of get disappointed that now you're an entry level accountant and you're only getting X amount of money, and your expectation is to be getting a higher amount, So you sort of have to just humble yourself and look at the requirements, see what there is, know what you're getting yourself into, and you will sort of, it'll keep you at ease and you won't have a lot of disappointments, right? yeah, that's one thing that I definitely think I really should have done, because then I was sort of disappointed a lot of times when I was looking at certain jobs and I'm like, oh, I thought I actually met the requirement, but I really didn't. But did it stop me from applying? No. Baby, I applied for that job. I applied for it even though I didn't meet the requirements. But just sort of knowing and having an idea will really. And then also another thing that I want to say is that you need to be patient with this process. This is like the worst process ever. When you're sort of job hunting and looking for a job, and it's very long and very draining, and you get countless of rejection emails. You won't even sometimes get a response, and I think that's the worst. I think it's so much more better to get a rejection letter or email or whatever it is than to not get a response, and then it sort of feels like it's just thrown down the drain, and all your work, or all your hopes are just thrown down the drain. So really just be patient. It's okay if they don't reply. You have to also realize that you're not the only applicant. There's tons of other people that are applying for the job, so they don't have time to be responding, but you are lucky if they did respond. You really just have to be okay with the process. It's draining, but you have to be prepared for it as well, because it might not go the way you want it to go. And it's tough out here, guys. Your CV is your everything. It's like your life on 2 pages, and your life in terms of like your professional life, your education, things like that. So when it comes to CVs, everyone has 2 cents. Everyone has their little 2 cents to say about a CV, how your CV should look, how it shouldn't look, how it should smell, how it shouldn't smell, how it should, where it should land up, where it shouldn't land up. Everyone has their 2 cents, but let me tell you, if you focus on what everyone is saying, your CV will not be perfect. And nobody's CV is perfect, right? So sort of filter out, see what it is that everyone is saying, okay? And then draw common things from what everyone is saying, because surely not everyone's going to say something completely different. But see what it is that, okay, some say you shouldn't have this and some say you should. Okay, then see what are the benefits of having this, what are the benefits of not having that, and draw a conclusion from that. And that is how you will, in essence, create your CV, right? So now if you're in your final year, you should start working on that, especially if you are going to, start going into the job market and start looking for jobs. I would definitely recommend that you start sorting out your CV. It's not something that you have to make from scratch. I know there's apps and there's websites and online things that you can use, that you just type in the information that you want to put in per section and it creates a CV for you. So you really don't have to stress about making it from scratch. Google examples of CVs of people that are in your field. That is also a great way to see how you should sort of structure your CV. Use apps. The app that I use to make my CV is called Intelligent CV. You can download it on the Google Play Store. I'm pretty sure the iStore, Apple, if you have an Apple iPhone, your Play Store, I'm pretty sure you will be able to get it on there as well. And it is a breeze. I promise you. It says there's different sections and you put in what section you want to go to and you put in your information and you're good to go. And then you check preview of your CV, see if everything is all right, and then you save it and your CV is ready. So definitely check out Intelligent CV. I used it. It's good. But all I know is that keep your CV plain and simple and clean. And by that I mean like don't use different color fonts. Stick to your normal black and white. If you really want to, set it apart, maybe a gray. But I promise you, if you just stick to black and white, that's it. And I say this because there's a whole thing about the ATS system, and I don't know it too well, so I'm not really going to explain about it. But in essence, what the ATS is system that recruitment companies, or companies in general, use in order to filter through the CVs that they get. So when you apply for a job, you upload your CV onto the website and whatever, and then you apply for the job, and that goes into a system. So the system sort of gets your CV, pulls it out, and filters through whatever the job requirements are. It will filter through what your CV says and has, and then that is sort of how they shortlist the thousands of applicants into maybe a shortlist of 50, and then from there, that is when your HR and all these other people will go through your CV, and that's when they filter and shortlist the people that will be interviewed. So that's basically the summary of what the ATS system does. So there's a whole debate on everywhere on how your CV needs to be ATS compliant and whatnot. Listen, if it needs to land into that company's hands, I believe that it will. I think it's just going to be so confusing and so draining to have to change your CV every single time they say, no, it shouldn't have this, and then no, it should have this. I know, because I went through a moment where I was changing my CV so many times, and I was just like, I can't be working for a CV like this. No. So I just decided that, I'm going to keep it plain, clean, and simple. I'm going to put the information that I want to put in, and what they don't want, I get, it's their own problem. So honestly, just do what you think is best for yourself, because at the end of the day, it is your CV, okay? I would also recommend, getting friends or family members that have gotten jobs with the CVs that they have. Sort of ask them, can I just have a look at your CV just to see the layout of how they've structured it. Ask the same people to review your CV once you've made it, so that they can also give you some insight that actually, it's not important for you to have your ID number there, remove it. It's not important for you to have this information there, remove it, or add this because I see you didn't have it, add it. So yeah, I could go on and on about a CV, but I hope everything that I've just mentioned does sort of give you an idea of what you need to do. Start as early as possible. Start thinking about all the things that you have done, and start putting them sort of in chronological order before you create your CV. Think about all the things that you've done, write them down, what each post had, or what your main duties and responsibilities were in that post, and then from there you take it from there. So start as early as possible, and once it's out of the way, then your CV is out of the way to just send, and that's when you can just start applying. Enough about CVs. The next thing that is very important, and I still don't know how to use it, I'm trying, but you need to create a LinkedIn account. I promise you, LinkedIn is like the Facebook for professionals. LinkedIn is the one. It's the one. Not only can you follow, companies that you would like to work with, see what they're doing, what they're about, and this kind of information sort of also helps you when you go into an interview. Then you sort of have an idea, and then you can ace that interview once again. But anyway, it gives you an idea of what the company's about, what they do, things that they are working on, just a broad idea. A lot of companies also post jobs on their LinkedIn profile or LinkedIn account. So if you're following them, then you sort of get notified. You can also set up alerts for jobs on LinkedIn of whatever it is that you want to go into, and you get notified about those jobs, or when jobs sort of come up or are posted on LinkedIn. So I think it's a very great platform in order for you to put yourself out there as well. Engage with people, guys. I promise you, engage with people, because you never know, that person or those people might be your future employee. They might be the one that plugs you with a job. So don't just have LinkedIn for the sake of having it. Actually, actively use it, engage with people, post on your side. It's a professional platform. Post about whatever it is that you feel like posting about that's professional, of course, a lot of people have posted about, looking for a job, and they've gotten a job through connection. So their connection that has a connection that has a connection, and that is how they were able to bag a job. So LinkedIn is a very great platform. Also to see, how other people, there's people that are in the same boat as you, and it serves as like a motivation thing that I'm not alone, and there's another person that's going through what I'm going through, and it sort of helps you to not lose hope and just focus on the positive and things like that, because it does get a lot and it does get tough. So LinkedIn really does help. I'm talking a lot, but I've been wanting to do this video, guys, and it's just been on my heart, and I was just like, you know what, let me just do it. Let's do it. Let's put it out there. I really want to help someone else, man. Like, that's it. And another thing, do not be afraid to apply for a job that you do not qualify fully for. Or even if you don't qualify for it, if it's in God's plan and you qualify for it, then you qualify. Even if you don't qualify, you qualify. Okay? If they see potential and they see that you could actually do the job, they will employ you. That's what I believe. So don't restrict yourself. Don't say, oh no, but I don't have this and they're looking for that. But you have 3 of the other things that they're looking for. So apply for the job. You never know what might happen. It might just be a thing of, okay, it's just the one thing that she doesn't have, he or she doesn't have, so we can work on that, and then you can end up having it while you are in the job. So apply, put yourself out there. That's the biggest thing. That's the main thing. You put yourself out there, your CV is out there. When something that comes up that matches your CV, you're one of the people that are considered, or things like that. So definitely apply for these things, put yourself out there. So something great can definitely come out of it. So just apply, put yourself out there. Don't limit yourself, and something good will definitely come out. The next thing that you can do is basically to upskill yourself, and upskilling yourself is sort of doing something that can make you better, or that can boost your CV, or that will help you in the long run with whatever career that you want to be in. It's very important to upskill yourself. Also, it might not be necessarily for a career that you want to be in, but maybe upskilling yourself will help you gain a certificate in a course that might help you in future, or that might help you in the job that you're in, or that might just be a life skill, because life skills are also important when you go work. So do something or upskill yourself during this period. Maybe during your gap year you decide you want to upskill yourself. It will really help. It boosts your CV. See what it is, what skills are needed nowadays, and see which one you could potentially fit into whatever career you want to go into. And that is basically how you upskill yourself. Check out Google Skills. Google Skills has got tons of things. Just Google free courses, free short courses to do online. Do those courses, get your certifications or your certificates, whatever, and then basically your CV has got some, and then when they see it, they're like, oh, they have this, okay, that's interesting. And also the reason why I say upskill yourself, especially maybe if you're doing a gap year or whatever, it sort of also shows employees, or I'm an employee, they are employers. Sorry, so it sort of shows employers that you're not just sitting and not doing anything to help yourself. So that also, a lot of employers appreciate people that still, even though they're going through the job hunting process, they're still actively doing something to better themselves. And that for them, it just shows a lot to them, and they really do appreciate it. But they sort of see that, okay, this person is determined to get to where they want to be, So definitely upskilling yourself is like top class, top notch. Do it. Even after you've gotten a job, do it. because the world is moving and at a fast pace, and the world needs new skills. So if you can just get yourself into all these different skills, short courses, man, just to have basic knowledge on these different skills, then you are set to go. The last thing that I sort of want to touch on is that during this process of, sort of figuring out what's going to happen while you're job hunting or looking for something or deciding on what the next step is, sort of find a hobby. So for me, I started a gardening project, and that really helped me ease my mind off the whole process of job hunting. It helped me stop being so focused on job hunting and then getting sad when nothing happens, so it just put my mind away from that whole thing that was happening, which is called job hunting. So yeah, find a hobby, do that. It's just a very nice way to keep yourself busy also, so that you're not always focused on the one thing and you are doing other things as well. Start on that period. But yeah, that's basically why I decided to sit down and record this video. So yeah, but just in closing, life after varsity is very tough. It's very, very, very tough. Take each day as it comes. Take breaks if you have to. If you get emotional about it, express those emotions. Talk to people. Engage with, your parents, your guardians, friends, close family friends, whoever, your mentors, whoever it is. Engage with those people. Explain to them how you're feeling. That also sort of helps you deal with it. So now you're expressing how you're feeling, it helps you deal with it, and then you know that tomorrow you come back and you're ready to send out your CV or apply for 20 positions or whatever. Write out goals. Maybe every day you want to apply for 2 jobs at least every single day. Then Monday to Friday, that's 5 days. 5 times 2, you're applying for 10 jobs every week. Times 4 weeks, then you're applying for 40 jobs in a month. Or if that's not your plan, you just want to apply and apply. But really just have a plan about everything, and at the end of the day you will be, something good will come out of it. Don't lose hope. That's the biggest thing. Don't lose hope. Continue pushing through. Own race, own pace, own lane, own everything. So don't compare yourself to other people. Don't do that. Just like I said, own race, own lane, own pace, man. We all have our wins in different times of the year, of the season, whatever. So sort of really just grasping your mind and mentally preparing yourself for everything. The good, the bad, the horrible, the sad moments, everything. And if you really do mentally prepare yourself, then you're good to go. You're good to go, baby. Alright guys, so we have reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Do comment down below, share your experiences. It can help someone else. Share this video with someone maybe that might need this information, that might uplift them. If you need to speak to me, contact me on Instagram, DM me. I am more than willing to speak. I think the best thing is just building a community and just supporting one another, and that's basically why I wanted to shoot this video. But yeah, I will definitely see you guys in the next video.